Alright, time to find out who killed the two.
Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Hello, hello!
He's multiplied?
Nope, not multiplication. It just look that way, of an illusion. I'm moving so fast, it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already? Not playing along. We're not here to play with you. Okay, fine. Then if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train elevator. I'll see you guys down there. Okay then, shall we?
Oh, hold on! I'm not mentally prepared yet! You'll never be mentally prepared! You can't run away anymore, hero! You're gonna pay for your sins! I told you already! I didn't do it! For serious!
Do you think he did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you think Hero did it?
Maybe.
Maybe?
I don't know.
Alright. I mean, it's pretty much written out, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see though. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume? Or the note?
Well... No, but...
How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit. This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom. She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin.
Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up to a cruel fate.
When I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you are there. I just realized how few of there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Only 'cause of you? Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other?
What? Do you really hate me so much? I'm so cute! Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break, just like TK. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. I always leave you on a cliffhanger.
I know.
Let's begin with the basic explanation of the class trial, so your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened. And the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that? It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murder took place. And we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them! I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I'm sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know! I don't know! I don't know! Is Hiro really the killer? Or... for anything else, we have to make that clear.
Make your argument. Yasuhiro's message. Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff! It's not true! It's a conspiracy! Hiro, why? Why did you kill them? Oh! Just hold on a second! I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is...
Everything we found in your room, the blueprints, the suit parts, they're all proof enough.
Yeah.
Counter, 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 counter. Break, 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 break.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's a note that Hiro wrote asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you can think the same person made both of them. Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think. Come on, I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Yeah, you're actually dumb.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
What? Then who was in that Robo Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
Come on, Makoto, who was in the suit?
So, who was in the Robo Justice suit? The suspicious individual in question. The one that must have been in the suit. What? Hina?
Who was in the suit, Makoto?
Wait, who am I supposed to pick here?
The person who was in the suit, Makoto. Who was in the suit?
Did I mess up?
You second guess yourself, yeah. Well, why me?
You saw me try it on for yourself, Makoto. Oh shit. It's like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh shit.
You're
that
thinking
costume
too
was
hard,
definitely
man.
too big for Hina. I'm sure of it.
She couldn't wear it, right?
So
This
who was?
is the individual in question. The one that must have been in the suit.
It's the Illuminati. Yes, it's that one.
That's right! They were all working behind the scenes to try and set me up. Those dudes are super scary. For serious. It's like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone.
Makoto, you dumbass.
Did I just lose another heart?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he wasn't the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What?
Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes? Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
It's what I do best, Asahina. All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were? What were they? Very nice.
There's still one more thing. Things that were used to Mutaka's body. They must have been... They were a dolly and a tarp, right? What's with the attitude? So let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and when we rediscovered it in the repository, and when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it. Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly? Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive that dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it? She's raised an objection. How do you respond? There's no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you, anyway. You have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you. You're stupid, Makoto.
Wow, never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change their minds. I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository.
The moment of truth. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies get you nowhere.
What is this?
That's nega time. Hold on. You forgot how to play the game.
Huh?
You forgot how to play the game.
Yeah, I don't.
You lock onto the statement while pressing A button, right? That gets the cursors on each of those statements, and then you press the Y button to destroy them.
Oh, okay.
And you also had to press the X button to reload your bullets, so you can't just like do it endlessly. That's the X button, Joe. A. Hold on. And then hold on. And then we're on nega time, so we gotta let's do the I forgot what it was actually. Fever time, so press the right trigger after this, okay? Press the right trigger. No, that's this one. Maybe it is this one. Hold on. You're gonna die. Yeah, you're dead. You forgot how to play it. It's fine.
Nobody
believes me. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Uh-oh. Have we already come to the end of the debate? Well then, the class trial is officially adjourned. Now it's time to reveal who's the blackened. It would appear that one with the most votes is Makoto. However, Makoto is not the blackened. Too bad. Looks like the real killer gets to graduate. Congratulations to them. On the other hand, everyone else must now be punished.
Is this really it for us? Is it all over?
What do you say? Want to give it another shot?
What?
Alright, do you want me to give you a rundown how to do this?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll do this one for you.
No, I'll do it. I just don't get what I have to do. I have to like press A and then when do I press Y?
Okay, alright. Let me explain it to you one more time, okay? So, you know how you had to press A, X, and Y in tempo, right?
Yeah.
We've established that, okay?
Yeah.
You had to press it in tempo, meaning like when the ball comes to like your cursor, that's when you press A, Y, and or X.
Okay.
Not at all. Okay. Alright. Now, when Celeste is talking to you, you're gonna see these statements come towards you, right? Like this one, you have it wrong. You see how you're marked on it? And that means you could shoot it down now, so you press Y here. Y to shoot them. You see how you shot them out? So keep pressing A to lock on, and then press Y once you have a bunch. It destroys everything at once. Okay, press the right trigger. To go into fever time, press the right trigger. Do you know what the right trigger is? Press the right trigger. There we go. Okay. Now you get to spam A, and then once you're locked on, spam Y. There we go. Right, get spam A and press Y once you're locked on. You see how you're locked on with the yellow pink cursors? Press Y. There we go. You could pop those now, so press Y. There we go. Press Y again. There we go. Are you absolutely positive the Dahlia was in the equipment room when you found Taka's body? Shoot. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Break.
Oh, that was hard. Holy. Asking for proof that the dolly moved. I have it right here.
You're so bad at DDR, Makoto.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a bloodstain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the dolly out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
No one really likes you, Makoto.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then... what kind of robot is it? I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'd be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that?
Make your argument. Robo Justice costume.
I know what this one is, but I'll let it play once
Okay.
for the viewers.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp and then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you have to do is bend over. Then you can push the dolly no problem.
So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Oh, sorry, I don't think I realized anything.
Care to explain, Joe?
Because, when Hina put on the costume, you couldn't bend over.
Okay, so what does that mean?
That the killer wasn't in the suit because they couldn't have bent over and rolled it because the dolly has no handles.
There we go.
All you have to do is bend over.
それは違うよ
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you're wearing that suit, do you think you would actually get into a position like that? What do you mean? Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that? Now that you mention it, yeah. It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet, you really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping that body in tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because that's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help. Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hiro wasn't just making it up? Of course I wasn't making it up! If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him. Yeah, that's right. So, it's really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly? To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hiro in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait, just a second if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice. If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Yeah, that's gotta be right. Hold on a second!
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them, no matter what.
Monokuma file number 3. So regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. You're missing my dialogue!
Oh, what makes you say that? The numbering.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See, so it's obvious Taka came after. Justice Hammers were numbered, but
Any clue what they're talking about here?
yeah, the order.
Order of like who died first, right?
Yeah, they're saying that
What's the Asahina's claim? Who died first according to Asahina?
Hifumi,
And why is that?
because of the Justice Hammer's numbers.
Because of numbers, okay.
But it doesn't say that in the Monokuma file. Who was killed first and who wasn't.
Then what do we have to shoot? I'll leave you at that, I guess.
Yeah, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I think I know which one it is. I have an idea. That's why I went to it again.
Alright, no problem. So regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. We already know what order they were killed in.
What?
Come on, Makoto, don't scare me like that. Makes me think something weird is going on.
Oh, that was my line.
I don't care, I was reading it anyways. Fuck you, Joe. We shot everything, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I think, okay. I think it's the... I thought, did we not do this mechanic yet? I guess we already covered it. I don't remember doing it though.
Yeah, there was only 2.
Oh, yeah, it's this mechanic. I don't remember doing this mechanic with you. Truth Bullet Flashback. If you target a weak spot and then hold down the Y button, you can use that weak spot as a temporary Truth Bullet later in the argument. Remember in the previous one, it did that like kind of weird thing where it like sucked up the thing and then it changed your Truth Bullet?
Yeah.
We basically have to take one of their statements, like, ingest it, and then shoot it at a different statement. And you do that by aiming at it and then hold the Y button. Did we not do that? I thought we...
No, we
do. I don't... But they would have introduced it, though. We shot everything, so I think that's the only option. I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after. So, hold the Y button, yeah. Hold the...
Okay, nice.
I'm not too confident with this
What
one,
makes
though.
you say that?
See how your truth bullet changed? And shoot at that, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Maybe we did do this mechanic. I don't remember though. Look, surely they covered it though.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in the order. But in reality, Taka was killed before? Okay then, let's see the proof.
I know the proof. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died.
Oh god. Your previous one, your logic was sound, so that was fine.
Yeah.
Like, you have the right logic. Whoa, that is long. Oh.
Wristwatch.
What? Dude, that could be anything. Is that how you
Oh.
Is that how you spell
Wait, what?
wristwatch? Wristwatch.
No, I didn't mean to click it that fast.
Wristwatch. Yeah, H. W-R-H.
Oh, you had to do it in order?
Of course. Yeah, you had to do it in order. Otherwise, you could just do every letter. What do you say? Want to give it another shot? Yeah, not W-R-H, Joe.
I know, I clicked too fast. It's A, right? To get it?
Yeah, so it's... No, it's wrist... W-R-I, right? Yeah, it goes in order like this. You see how this one's shining right now? Yeah. So you gotta do the one that's shining. So what's the next letter?
W.
Yeah, exactly. And you gotta keep shooting it until, like, it changes color. So I think it goes from, like, yellow to orange to red. And then once you shoot it while it's red, it's gonna pop. Yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Alright, I see.
Suka! Wakatta zo!
I got it! Taka's wristwatch! See? Look! It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night...
Hey! You! How long were you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice pierced the air as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock! You know that? Bedtime for all the little boys and girls! Oh, I got to do his voice again.
Make it count.
You know?
So if it was broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death. But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi. And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprits wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make the wrong assumption. Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibi for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet. Oh shit.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death. That's right. With him at least, we're all safe. When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
It's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on. If that's true, where's the tape? I don't know. Don't just go making stuff up! Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, yes? And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At the time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Because he's fat.
Hey,
That's what they're all trying to say.
Hey, I'm not fat, I'm thin.
Because, as we established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi, or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done these things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. Good point. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time, wow, they really love calling him fat, huh? Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Wait, pause for a second.
Yeah.
This is pretty much last call. Do you know how his body was moved? Any clue? Last call. Before they reveal it to you.
No, I have no clue.
Okay.
I actually don't. I have no clue.
Oh man, you're the worst detective ever, Joe. Unbelievable. Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
Oh, right, because he wasn't actually dead. Huh? the dead body moved on its own? No, no, no! Not another ghost!
Your Yasuhiro slightly turning into the Taka.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know you're getting the urge to do the Taka's voice. Your Yasuhiro slightly turning into the Taka. Sorry, I got distracted. I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead. Perhaps in reality, he was still alive.
He was alive?
What a twist! What a twist!
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own? But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead. That it is impossible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really possible?
Make your argument. Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he didn't... What?
No, it's impossible. You gotta kill the the pink one. Hifumi was dead without a doubt. And you know that how? Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made. Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once. But Hifumi and Taka's bodies were discovered at almost exactly the same time.
Yeah, bro, our truth bullet is the broken wristwatch. Do you see what the implication here is?
What?
I'm asking you. What's the point that they're trying to illustrate here? First of all, let's look at the truth bullet that we have. The broken wristwatch, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it applies here.
It doesn't apply here. Okay, so then what's a mechanic that we could utilize if we don't want to use this truth bullet?
The Y thing?
The suck thing, right? The suck.
Yeah.
The big suck thing, right? I forgot what it was called.
Taking it out, yeah.
Yeah, so but before we do that, then let's think about what we have to do with this scenario. Like, what's the implication that they're trying to...
I want to watch it again.
Yeah, sure.
First found Hifumi in the nurse's office. What?
Your meaningless word tires me. Please stop wasting my time.
You need to think about it.
I see your logic, but can you explain it to me? Just for the viewers. I think you're on the right track. I'll
No, it's because like he wasn't actually dead because he said his last words. So I feel like that's the truth bullet.
The last words, you meaning the
when he woke up after.
Right, but that was the second time he found him, right? Again, remember, we're talking about the nurse's office. He didn't make that. He didn't do that whole Disney movie thing in the nurse's office, right? At this point, you're probably just gonna guess and get it. So I do want you to logic this out. Before like we had this conversation, right? What revelation did we just make?
What do you mean?
What did we reveal before we were starting to have this conversation? We just came to like, some wild accusation that Kyoko made. Wild accusation that Kyoko made.
I don't remember.
It's the one that you're like, oh. What were you like, oh, about?
Oh, that Hifumi walked up on his own.
Okay.
The body walked up on his own.
Body walked up his own. Where did he walk from?
The nurse's office to the repository.
So then what's the implication about his situation when you guys found him in the nurse's office?
That he wasn't actually dead.
He wasn't actually dead. So then why did the body announcement was made? Why was that announcement made? You guys found a body that was supposedly alive, right?
Yeah.
Because Hifumi wasn't dead.
Because it was actually Kiyotaka being found.
It was actually Kiyotaka being found.
Oh.
Right? So that was a red herring, right?
Yeah.
So the killer made it look like Hifumi was dead using the body discovery announcement in the eyes of Celeste, Hina, and Makoto when they saw them.
Oh, okay.
But really, right? What happened was they looked at both bodies simultaneously, right?
Yeah.
Now we can come to this conclusion because we know that Hifumi wasn't actually dead. So then who, of all this like line of announcement, who says that maybe it was someone else's body? Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
What?
So you shot at her saying that maybe it was someone else's discovery, right?
Yeah.
You shooting into that is saying that no, that's not the case, right? Shioko was saying the same thing that I was saying, and then you just shot something at her. Therefore, you're saying that what I said was wrong, right? Choco said that maybe what you heard in the nurse's office was someone else's.
Yeah, she's right.
Yes, yeah. So then that means you're
hit?
not supposed to shoot her, right? You're
Yeah,
supposed
yeah.
to take her statement and shoot it at someone else. You're doing it backwards.
Oh.
Yeah. So let this cycle through. This is also another mechanic that wasn't really explained well too, so I'll give that to you. Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. No, you were supposed to shoot that, Joe.
Oh my god! Why didn't it work? I pressed. Oh, I'm not supposed to hold
it. Yeah, wait, change it. Nice, there we go.
Oh my god.
There we go.
That was so freaking annoying. Holy shit.
Not, to be fair, this isn't a great mechanic. I'll give you that much, yeah. But now that we've established this, pretty crazy stuff, right?
Yeah.
First of all, if two bodies have been found, there really should have been two announcements. Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one. What do you say, Monokuma? Any comments?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find the dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
I'm not a lazy bum!
No, actually, that was plenty.
Huh?
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which means, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Ding dong, ding dong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Then in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time. So when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository. And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know. Because he was super good at playing dead. Bada bing, bada boom.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive. Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not. This whole thing is pointless.
There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Oh, look at this.
What?
Again.
Yeah.
Oh, Hifumi's glasses, yeah.
What about them?
that there were bloodstains on him, but he wiped them off. Well, there's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository. But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than changing how it was positioned, there was no notable difference. Then was he really still alive? Of course not. It is impossible. This is ridiculous. Alright, what do you know to shoot Joe?
It was that Celeste's last statement that nothing nothing changed between the bodies.
What did change?
The glasses.
What about them?
Blood got wiped off.
There was no notable difference.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, shit.
Break. In fact,
there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can. It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the blood stain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course. The character was Princess Pickles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think. I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school. I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
Even if that's true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses, other than the glasses' owner? That's a good point. Then it must have been him, right?
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead... What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I mean, it's pink, it's clearly not actual blood. The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood of emergencies. He probably used one of those. He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out, so he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot. And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was... It could only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got unlocked.
The door was locked?
Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked. And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there. He convinced all of us he is dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository. So Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case, he was one of those assailants.
But that means he took part in the murders. I just can't believe it.
Ooh, what a twist. If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be? You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you? A hidden note? That's right, we found it stuffed in his pants. What? In his
pants?
Yes. His pants. Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says. I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. Oh! That's the note I was telling you about! The one that told me where to go! Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note, it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m. I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got. It's not the same? In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been Hifumi's pants.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
What do you why? What's so funny? It's Hifumi's pants.
Taka. That's right. Taka. The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
With Hifumi's pants? Hello, over here, objection, objection. I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok. They were drawing out Huffy.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi.
Yeah, obviously. Right? Oh yes, why must you ruin it every time? You milky sack bitch. Huffy had that note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy. But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet? 6 a.m. I believe. The time doesn't matter. The note has nothing to do with TikTok. What happened at 6 a.m.?
Taka died.
What's your evidence for that?
What?
What's your evidence for that?
Oh, the watch.
So, do we need what the note said?
No.
That note has nothing to do with TikTok.
There we go.
Break.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
Note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right? Which is where Taka was killed. I see. So Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka, just the same as me. Grr. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster, telling people they'd found the way out. But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died. Huh? He stole it?
Where's your proof? Go ahead. Show us.
Proof that Hifumi stole the note from Taka. Oh, no. When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi. Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note. Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly, which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa! Yeah, after seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive. Sorry, no. We found him in the repository. Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that. So then, who killed Hifumi? Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository, so he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus. Walrus?
Who are you calling a walrus? Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too, But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Taka's pants! And what might that be? Taka's pants? It was Hifumi's pants.
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi. The weapon? Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight. He's right there. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2? Those were accounted for in other rooms too, and I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right? So then, what was used to kill Hifumi? The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find the truth.
Spotless hammer.
Oh yeah.
Just give you the answer.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4? Well, maybe whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was that culprit be able to move around so freely with the weapon? Fuck, my throat hurts.
How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance. Check out murdergear.com, hammer time for more info.
Well, one thing seems perfectly clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers. And that's about it. Hifumi was killed in the repository, right? So if the weapons used to kill both of them were actually similar.
Damn, how do you keep doing the Sakura's voice? My voice is destroyed.
And was used to kill Hifumi. Was it Justice Hammer 3? Or Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it? Sounds like Justice Hammer 5 is about to make an appearance. Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info. One thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Yeah, I knew it. It wasn't. The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different. But seriously? A different weapon? Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean. Huh? And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design. If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma files we note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that is a true killer. The one Hifumi was working with, and the one who betrayed him.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but...
Make your argument. Spotless hammer. Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, there were two murders.
You really say there's no chance two people work together on this?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder... That's not even yellow, you can't suck it, you little bitch. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people worked on this together. That is how the rule was explained to us. That only really applies if there's only one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders. Nice. Only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible.
Yeah.
それは違うよ.
Yeah, shut the fuck up, Celeste. Since there were two murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved. What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff of working together, the reward that balances out the risk of taking part in the scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible. You're saying that two people could act as such other's accomplices to commit two separate murders. I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka. They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out, helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless act of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice. Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice to accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although, when you think about it, she's almost too amazing.
Simp.
Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
Simp.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit.
Oh damn, who was it, Joe?
No. It's Hiro. What? Is it all coming back to me again? Hold on. Haven't we already shown that there's absolutely no way Hiro could have done this? She's right! Hiro was in the robot costume when everything went down. For serious! I'm just a tragically modified hero who longs to become human again as soon as possible. No, you're still a human. For now. Anyway, if Hiro's not the killer, then looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, and the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that...
Can you stop for a second? So Joe, you guessed wrong here. So it was obviously not
Hiro.
Hiro because it's been established that he was pretty much unable to move this entire time. There's a mastermind, right?
Yeah.
So they're accomplice with Hifumi, right? They're accomplice with Hifumi, and they sold on the idea that they could commit essentially a double murder. Right?
Yeah.
Because you can't really have an accomplice with one murder case because that contradicts with what Monokuma was saying.
Yeah.
Right? So they sold on the idea that they're going to kill two people.
Yeah.
And the first murder, they convinced Hifumi to kill who?
Taka.
Right. And then the mastermind, the so-called mastermind, probably sold on killing some random other person.
Yeah.
But ended up killing Hifumi. And throughout all of this, who did this person try to pin the
Try to
murder
pin it on Hiro.
On Hiro using what shenanigan?
That he was in the Robo Justice costume.
So, of all the people that are alive here, there's only one person that has, I want to say, like, a connection to Robo Justice.
Celeste.
What about Celeste?
She got attacked first.
She got. That's not. You're close, but there's a little bit more than that.
She saw Robo Justice multiple times.
What about the others?
They never saw him.
So she's the only person who saw
Robo Justice.
Justice.
Yeah, I think it's her now. I think it's her.
All right, let's try our theory.
Okay.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
It was Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I? I really do hate this kind of joke. A joke? I wonder. So, what are you saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi? The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, and I would go within 10 feet of that shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot. Pardon moi. Moi. Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it. Is that so? It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it? What it is that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common?
Hifumi's pants! Hifumi's pants! Encountering, yeah, there we go.
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush, the adults are talking now, you fucking child.
Sorry.
You fucking soy boy, I bet you don't even have pubes at this point. As he said, as the pubescent boy said, only Celeste and Hifumi had laid eyes on the costumed individual. Before I move on, at what point did you think it was Celeste? When I brought it up?
Right, like as
right there, and then that's when you realized it was Celeste.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Okay, alright. That's respectable.
Alright,
sorry about that. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect that Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Yeah, she encountered him.
I saw a shadow. Oh, sorry. I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs. We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up to the third floor.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs so he had heard further down, so how would you disappeared? Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work. Yeah!
Huh? What was that?
came from downstairs. It must have been.
Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back. It was to get us to divide into two groups so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up. Did you notice that, Joe?
Oh, I didn't notice that actually.
Then why don't we split up into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well then, Makoto and Hina. You want to come with me to the nurse's office? I'll leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Tokugaku and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Dohya!
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the 3rd floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea? ...
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this.
Oh, sorry. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds. I don't believe it! Everything, the whole thing was one big act! Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right? Yeah, I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was... She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed. Wouldn't you agree, Celeste? I have no idea what you mean. Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake. Oh, did I? I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but... looking back, I can say that one little slip-up was your undoing. What are you talking about? I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be really
they must be really enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die, just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Bonus question, what was strange about that statement?
Huh?
What was strange about that statement? Bonus question.
Oh yeah, it's because she's always saying we have to adapt.
That's not what was strange about that statement.
What?
She was saying that, but what was strange about that statement that she just said?
Just like those guys did?
Yeah. What was strange about that? It's hard to tell from this point.
I don't know.
I'll let Byaku explain. I'm not gonna do it for you. I'll let Byaku explain. Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were the first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed, so Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead. Now do you get it?
How would she have known that Taka was dead?
She said guys, right?
Why is it Monokuma file number 3?
Maybe the implication is that you don't want to use this file, maybe. All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die just like those guys died. And that is all I said. And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
Oh.
So let me just explain the mechanic, right? So obviously the slip out was this statement is that what you sucked in, right? Those guys, right?
Yeah.
That was the contradiction, right?
Yeah.
That means you gotta shoot something into that.
Oh.
Not strain it, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? So think about how to do it again. Right? Again, you're always shooting what's wrong, right? You never sunk in what's wrong. You always shoot what's wrong. What was so strange about Celeste's comment? Very good job, Joe.
Oh, finally. That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Y'all have such vivid imaginations, you know that? Imaginations? You claimed that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away? Yeah, how would you explain that, Joe?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist? Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away? What could you possibly mean by that? Surely, there are other explanations than the one you offered up. No, there is no other explanations.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is...
Yeah, it's that one. They were drinking, obviously. What kind of choices were they, guys?
I don't know.
What are you guys doing, Danganronpa? My god.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
You get that? That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in the picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this.
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragged him away? Ridiculous. Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all. Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? So is it not her? What the fuck? It is her.
I don't know, we'll see. Wait, why do you say that?
I don't know, they're just... It is her, right?
I don't know. Who knows?
You just me up in the pursuit. She lived in the closet for me, had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand upright like that. And the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Nice.
Yeah, there we go. Got that.
Very good, very good.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic. You totally can't bend at the waist. Oh, you totally can't bend at the waist! Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate. Checkmate? Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Damn, her face. Holy shit. Celeste?
Clearly you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remembered name... Yasuhiro. When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Wait! But my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro! What the heck? Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro? What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive! Jesus.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. Wait, stop. Do you remember how Hifumi used to talk to us?
Mr. Naegi.
Yeah, good.
Mr. Naegi.
Yeah, I've been pretty adamant about using that language.
Mr. Naegi. Mrs. Kirigiri.
What's the theme here? How does he call people?
By their last names.
Okay. So
with
then,
Mr. or Mrs.
Yeah, sure, with Mr. and Mrs. But the point is he calls them by the last name,
Last
right?
name, yeah.
So then what's the issue with his...
He said Hiro's first name.
Okay, alright. Okay.
Alright, so I can...
Yeah, you can keep going, yeah, sorry. I just wanted to stop before they... You said for serious a lot. For serious.
Nah.
Aw, didn't fall for it.
Yeah.
You weren't that stupid.
That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say, Mr. Naegi! More than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure. I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, he just... His first name... Wait, stop here too. So, sorry, one last thing. So then, this is a little bit tricky, but then why does that make this Celeste? Remember, what Kyoko's saying is, I'm gonna say it, it's right. So
yeah.
if Fumi was to call Hiro's name, he would have started by saying Hagakure and not
Hagakure.
Yeah, he would have said like no, he would have like said like Hagakure instead of Yasuhiro. So then, if he said Yasuhiro, why does that make it of all the 15 students here, right? Why does that make it Celeste? Why does it have to be her? I don't know if there's something about her that I'm not sure if you remember.
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember?
No.
It's when she was first introduced to you. Like this was like a couple months back, but
oh my god, I can't remember.
You can't remember?
No.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm not sure if I want to tell you, so I'll let the game explain it to you. Then, alright? But yeah, you'll remember in due time. Indecent? Don't talk, you fucking skank. Random chance. Now, isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would say that name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say anymore.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him? But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here. Oh, no, hold on. There's one person it could apply to. And that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you take her false accusations so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit. Come on, enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro's a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on the edge. Her drill hair.
I know, what the hell. Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Fine. Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up. My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it. What is this now?
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro. If there's one person
who might have that last
name,
you have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it! How long do you plan to go on pretending? I'm not pretending, it's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me, that's the only truth there is, moron!
If I remember, there's something here that shows its owner's real name. Sure, Kyoko mentioned something like that at some point. It may not be related to the case, but it might come in handy anyway. Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Oh
man.
It took a while. That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life. Just don't lose it. When you start it up, it'll display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Why is she sticking up her index finger and not her middle finger?
But it's pretty intimidating when she has that fucking claw.
Oh yeah.
She wants to stick it up your butthole, Makoto.
Oh my god. Fine then. Let me settle it.
And open up my butthole for you, Miss Celeste. Oh my gosh!
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
In a form of a comic book.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect, so when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. Then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that, but while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. What is that panel? He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3.
I'm a Beyblade!
And turned the room into a crime scene, in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is... Celeste. Sorry, you lose.
Complete! I... lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestial Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Taiko?
So you finally accepted it.
Oh, shit.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on. Interesting. You did it, Joe! You beat the trial! The culprit was Taiko Yasuhiro.
Taiko Yasuhiro. Oh, we got an A.
Yeah, good job, Joe. I suppose this is the end, isn't it? It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice, or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? It's basically a formality at this point, but come again, you're totally correct. Come again. Once again, you're totally correct. The blackened this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was... Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro. I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. Well, blaming it on Hifumi. So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty. Lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree. Then did you use... You know? I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. What did she use, do you know?
I don't know.
You're dumb, Joe.
Oh, okay.
You can't figure it out? You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. Who's her, Joe? For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but It was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into.
Oh, alter ego.
You got it. Does she mean?
Does she mean? She talking about alter ego?
What? What? What are you guys talking about? I want to know.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
Then you're the one who that stole it? That's right. And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
Oh, what are you doing here?
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
It was Taka. He stole it.
What?
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I'd found its use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd showed it to Hifumi, of course.
Darn. So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
What?
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
He did?
He came to my room last night unannounced, and then... It's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
That's a crime. An absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but... Yeah, I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Huh?
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
Escape? You don't mean?
Taka is going to try to kill you.
What?
And also he can keep her to himself.
That bastard. Bastard, 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 bastard.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts?
Absolutely not. How could I? She... I have to save her.
Then, would you like to join with me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan.
Huh?
I have devised a way to reclaim what he was stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Did she just break the fourth wall?
So, why'd you decide to make me the suspect?
Because you're stupid. What do you think, dumbass?
That's it?
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been very tough on your parents, though.
I feel like I could cry. But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead?
What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you had actually let him live. That's simple. After he did that part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on.
And he really believed that?
Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. This all seems very straightforward. Stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
So you had planned to kill him all along?
No shit, bitch. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
How can human life mean so little to you?
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Now you sound like Byakuya!
No. He derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike. Then, what made you take things this far?
Was it really? Just for money?
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment of our new life here began, my only thought has been escape.
But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
And the adapt thing, right?
Yeah, the adapt.
Obviously that was a lie, you dumbass.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I hid it from day one. More than anyone else in here. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh? Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever. And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing. And it was all for that dream.
And what was this dream of yours?
Yeah, what was the dream, Celeste? To live in a European castle.
A castle?
And to gather some handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler/bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence. Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
So she's a sociopath. Essentially.
I mean, you've seen her, man. She's back crazy.
Yeah.
She's fucking crazy. That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. What do you think of her dream? Very romantic dream, wasn't it?
She's a sociopath, man. She's an actual fucking sociopath.
Oh, man. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared?
My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious.
And that's why you're not scared?
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
You just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings. But that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her.
You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The Blackened disturbed the peace and must pay the price. Now then, I prepared a very special punishment for her. The ultimate gambler. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. This is... Will it really give you hope for you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again in another life.
Oh shit. she's getting burned alive. Oh shit. What the f- Where's her corpse?
Under the truck? What?
Under the truck?
She's f***ing dead.
Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free from their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives. Jeez. And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
What do I care about hope? I'll just throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality just can't be avoided.
Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through with this? What do you want from us?
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste? So, what's the deal with that? Huh? What's the matter?
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? What did you do to me?
What?
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Oh man, oh jeez. Oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward, so I think it's about time I get out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course. See ya. Bye, bitch.
Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
Most likely. It's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
What? Then that means...
Celeste probably hid it in there.
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Good idea. Let's go recover Hifumi's pants.
We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room.
I mean, what else is inside a locker, am I right?
As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
I'm going to go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later. Why exactly are you going alone? Do you even have to ask? I want Hifumi's pants all by myself.
As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know.
Then I'll go too.
You little simp boy.
Please, let me go.
Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want.
Thank you, Byakuya.
Fuck you.
Then it's up to you now. I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Why is she blushing?
Because we're gonna go sniff Hifumi's pants together. That's why.
Does that mean what I think it means? Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little backbone.
Oh, you little naughty girl.
I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone. Well, shall we? Oh, it's my bad.
Fuck you, Makoto. It's my line.
Yeah. We need to get into that locker.
I said it's my line, you bitch.
Oh, fuck.
Good morning. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe.
Oh
Thank
my god.
goodness, dude.
Oh my god, my bad. Oh,
Taking my line,
sorry.
dude.
I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart.
I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please just wait a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed.
As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second? Since we have this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school?
Is that why you wanted to come here with me? Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now.
I don't need to know? That just makes me even more worried.
Worried?
Like what happened during the investigation this time. You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too.
no. I believe in you. Oh, he found a new girl to sing for. Oh my god, Makoto.
You believe in me?
Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me.
Makoto, what's that in your pants?
Oh my god. And I want you to believe in me too. Oh my god, he's being a simp again. He's being a simp again. Because we're friends. Yeah, Makoto. Because you're friends.
Friends with benefits.
Friends. Oh my god.
Ew. I understand. Then maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more.
Then
Fine. I'll tell you. Oh shit. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see,
what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I had to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
the boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet there, way in the back,
she said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, gashunk.
Nice
At the
sound
same
effect.
time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on.
Ba-bump.
I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Alright, I need piss. Do you want to stop here? Damn, so there's a back door? What the fuck is going on?
Joe, it's your private bathroom for your bladder, Joe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. There's a bunch of files and what looked like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry? This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said like, I can't leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? I. A strange sound rang out through my head.
Your face, oh my god.
It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth.
Oh my god.
And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ugh. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much, at least. Empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? My brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. Somehow, I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I walked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. I couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound. It's coming from... the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame toward the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Good dog, big yeah. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here? In the gym? I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Ka-cha! Baku! Haga-ya! Haya! Paching! Baka! Da-da-dun! Sha-sha-sha-sha-sha-sha-sha! Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move, or even breathe.
Why you? What do you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal.
The deal? I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay. But you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then, could it be? The mastermind spy is...
Chapter 3, A Next Generation Legend. Stand Tall, Galactic Hero. The end. We're still ending on a cliffhanger, Joe.
So Sakura was the spy the whole time?
Oh man. Oh.
So Sakura was the fucking spy the whole time?
We'll see. We'll see about that.